So I'm in Spain, up in the mountains of Malaga. I'm going to see if I can show it to you. I don't know, I can't see the screen, but look. It's gorgeous, right? I'm here on business actually, meeting with an associate of mine, a dear friend, Helena de Monk. And this is her home, and I am in the garden having a break from one of our powerful conversations. We're cooking some really amazing things up together, co-creating and collaborating, and it's been such a rich day. Just taking a break right now, and I have been eating almonds from this tree. It's an almond tree. There, this tree here is an almond tree, and I've been eating almonds from this tree. And I called my daughter to check in with her, and she's inspired this video because she didn't know that almonds actually grow on trees, right? She didn't know that almonds grow on trees. She hadn't ever seen almonds in their cusp before. I think it's called a cusp. She didn't know that you had to crack open to get the almond on the inside. She didn't know all of this. She thought, she gets her almonds off Tesco's shelves, right, or the supermarket shelves. So it was a revelation for her to see the tree and to see me cracking open the nut. And it got me thinking that oftentimes we don't know how things get to be the way that they are. We don't know how things become what they become. So my daughter didn't know that almonds go through a process on a tree before they get in the Tesco shelves. And oftentimes I discover that we don't know how women become powerful leaders. And so I was thinking about this, that it's important to get an appreciation for the process of becoming a powerful leader. You don't just appear, you don't just arrive at being a powerful leader, that you become, and there's a process to becoming a powerful leader. So I asked myself, what is the process to becoming a powerful leadership? Do you know, the truth be told, but not everyone with a leadership title, not everyone with a leader title is actually leading. Not everyone with who's positioned as an executive or a senior leader is actually in the business of leading. You can be positioned, you can be titled, but in name, but not actually leading in effect, because leadership is really all about showing the way. It's all about leading people, taking people somewhere. It's about visioning and envisioning a future that you lead people towards. It's about setting new agendas and pointing out new horizons and making decisions about where we're going and how we're going to get there, right? So if that's leadership, then most people who are leading are often not leading at all. They're managing what is, they're managing where we're at, they're keeping things going, they're turning things around. That's management. There's a difference between managing and leading. And I realize that if you are a powerful leader, then you're making things happen. And a lot of the people that come to me have stopped making things happen long ago. They might be in a senior leadership position, they might see change that needs to happen, but they don't really feel like they're part of driving change anymore. They're not even sure what change needs to be driven. They just know that things aren't working the way that they are, and they want to be powerful leaders. So I thought I'd ask myself the question, what is a powerful leader? And how do we become a powerful leader? Just like almonds get on Tesco shelves by starting life here in the almond tree. How do women become senior leaders, not just positioned in leadership position, but how do we become powerful leaders? And so I just wrote these notes and I'm going to share them with you. Don't know if they're right or not, but this is what's occurring to me about that question of becoming a powerful leader. First thing I've got on my list is that you have to be called by God. I really believe, I know that not everybody does believe this, but I believe that leaders, those who are going to change the world, are born. They're born. You know, I read the Bible and I'm always really struck by how people who are real big characters, real big leaders, world changers, system shifters in the Bible, often their name, the name that their parents gave them when they were growing up, is really aligned with the purpose of their life, really aligned with what they go on to do. It's really aligned with the story that unfolds as they live their life. And I've questioned this for years, like, how is this? How do we get someone, how do parents know what to call their child? And how does that child then become the very thing that they are called, right? I can't think of an example right now, but I like Moses, for example. Moses means the called out. To call out, to draw out. That's what Moses means, to draw out. But Moses went on to, remember, take the children of Israel out of Egypt. He led the children of Israel out of Egypt. Well, you see how his name matches up to his calling? That's because I believe that God, the universe, the universal intelligence, the all-knowing, the almighty God, the creator of the universe, calls us. There are some, I don't know if it's everybody, I think it's everybody, but he calls people to significance. He calls people to significant purpose. He calls people to leadership. And so that's the first thing that I think, called by God. The second thing that I think is really important when it comes to becoming a senior leader is the season of unconscious preparation. You know, when I meet women now and we start to do the work to understand their journey so far, they're coming because they know that it's time to elevate their leadership. They know that they're coming because it's time to up their game in leadership. They're coming because they know that there's more for them to be, do, say, create, experience and express in leadership. And so part of that work, we look at where they've been, we go back, we trace their steps. And what we can see so often, in fact almost invariably, we see that the thing that is on their heart to do now has been developing over years, over the season, over the previous seasons. We see that what they went through, even like jobs that they sort of just fell into, or things relationships that they had, or things that they failed at, or things that they fancied and went and tried and then stopped trying it, and then things that they moved into, like just their life, the movement of their life. We see as we look back how it was real preparation for who they are now, who they're becoming, who they want to become. So I think that when you are becoming a powerful leader, there is this unconscious preparation season where you might not have becoming in your mind. You just know that this is where you want to be right now. This is where you're called to be right now. This is where you fit in right now. Or this is where you find yourself right now. But all the time we look back and I see that whilst you're there you were learning things, you were seeing things, you were understanding things, you were getting intelligence that was preparation for the journey ahead. So this season, whether you know it or not, has been about unconscious preparation. And then the next part that I see on this becoming journey is the pattern interrupt. The pattern interrupt, or the disruption, or the descent. One writer calls it the descent, where life as you know it begins to descend, begins to break, begins to disrupt, begins to discombobulate. That life as you know it begins to stop being comfortable, stop being okay, changes dramatically. Some people, they get sick, or a relative gets sick, or somebody dies, or you get the sack, or you get made redundant, or you have this real conflict at work that you just can't go on from, or something's happening to disrupt your normalcy. Something's happening to disrupt where you think where things that were working really well stop working. Where you were comfortable before, you're no longer comfortable. Things that you were okay with before, now you can't tolerate it. You know what I mean? There's this pattern interrupt, this disruption. Sometimes it comes in the guise of pain. A painful thing happens. But this pattern interrupt is a critical part of helping you become a more powerful leader. So there's that, the pattern interrupt. And then the next thing I've got on my list is that through the night time of this descent and disruption and painful discombobulation, a new vision is born. A new vision for you, a new vision for your world, and new insights, new ideas about what is possible come up out of this dark place, come up out of this nighttime season, come up out of this broken liminal place. That new vision, new appetite, new insight, new desires, new aspirations, something new comes. That you start to see new things for your organization, your industry, your field, for you, for your clients, for your service users. You start to get an idea about what could be, what is possible. And so this season is called the New Vision season, and it is a critical part of you becoming the powerful leader that you were born to be. So the next bit is that you set intention. Set intention. Out of this new possibility, you set an intention that you are going to become that new you. Or you set an intention that you are going to find a way to bring that new result, that you're going to find a way to birth that new approach, or bring forward that new system, or that new thing, or that new you. That you set an intention. Now, intentions are not like whims, or wouldn't it be nice if. Intentions are rock solid decisions. They're a promise that you make to yourself. They are a covenant, an agreement. Intention speaks of cutting off every other option, that you have made up your mind that you are going to be that new you, that you are going to see that new outcome, that you are going to move towards that thing, that you are not going to be swayed. And so the next step is commitment, that you focus, you do the work, you strengthen yourself, you do the work to be able to stand the course of the journey to the becoming, or to the birthing of the new. So you set your intention and you create the commitment for this new thing that's alive in you to be birthed and to come forth. And so, that's the next step, commitment. And that's not an easy road. The becoming of this powerful leader that you were born to become, that you are destined to become, and that is next for you to become, this new next phase of yours, is going to require support. So in the becoming journey, the last thing on my list right now is support. That you need to be thinking about. You need to be thinking about, who do I need in my corner as I set these intentions and create this commitment to becoming the powerful leader that I am born, destined, called to become? You need strategic support. You need stellar, high-level professional support, as well as family and friends. You need people who will challenge you, people who will call you out, call you up, call you into the realms of powerful leadership that you are being beckoned into. So you need to think about support. So that's my idea of the process of becoming a powerful leader. We don't just become her. We don't just like arrive at powerful leadership. There's a process to go through. And my work is all about really calling you to that process, calling you into intentionality around your own becoming as a powerful leader. See, if power is the energy that makes things happen, and you're a powerful leader who shows the way, then the question is, are you becoming her? Are you becoming her? Have you set the intention to become her? Are you committed? Are you supported to become her? I'd love to know which part of this process you find yourself in, whether whether you're grappling with the truth that you're called, born, destined, divinely destined, coded for significance. Is that where you're at, trying to work out whether that's true about you or not? Or are you in a season of unconscious preparation? Like, the way to know if you're in unconscious preparation is to grab a notepad and just write. Think about your journey so far. Think about all the themes. Think about all the threads, the strands of learning, the wisdom that's come up out of those past experiences, where you're at right now. What have you learned? What's happened? What have you failed at? What have you succeeded at? What have you got better at? So write that down. Think about what's being instilled in you, prepared in you as you've walked your journey so far. That's a really interesting exercise to do. I would love to know how you get on with that one. Or perhaps you're talking about pattern interrupt, that things are like life as you know it is breaking down. Things are disintegrating and dissolving and all the disses, right? Things are just, life as you know it is changing, and things are happening to disrupt what you've known leadership and life to be. This is the pattern interrupt, and it's very exciting because this nighttime season is where you grow deep roots, where you see new things, where you have new dreams, where you develop new vision and new insight about possibility. And that's the next phase. And then you set intention, and then you work on developing your commitment, and you do that with support. That's what I think helps us to become. It's not magic. It's not like an abracadabra wave of a wand. There's a process, and I'm inviting you to it. My name's Dior Johnson. I'm the Senior Leader Development Coach, and I work with women like you. I work with women who know it's that you were born, or you're waking up to the possibility that you are called to be a powerful leader. And I want to support you in this process and in this journey. So if this is landing with you any at all, please reach out. And before I go, I want to just show you the views again, so that you can be blessed by this as much as I am. Turn it around. See you later.